YouTube? How's everybody doing? I know it's been a minute, but here's the next video. As you can see by the thumbnail, we are restructuring PER. Not a drastic change, don't get me wrong, but if you are into the economy and you're paying attention to morph market and seeing the prices drop, I kind of want to take a second to talk about what that means and what that means for me. Where I once was targeted, I just liked doing shows and really wanted to keep a certain part of my collection inside of that pet quality, kind of under $200, $300, under $300, $200, to attract new people. While I still want to do that, that snake that exists that is in that price range is farther along now, and it is getting harder. There are over 50,000, there are almost 50,000 snakes on Morph Market at the time of this recording, and so lesser, common single gene snakes are getting hard to move. Normals are really hard at shows, and I've not had a hard time, but I do have a lot of animals for sale that will be posting on my Morph Market. But I thought I need to kind of focus in on the passion projects, the things that I really like to breed, and go for that. And so I'm going to focus on Axanthic and Desert Ghost first and foremost, Clown as the third option as my recessive, and then dark genes, Mahogany, Blackhead, GHI, a little bit of Cinnamon, but and I use the light genes to complement that. But anybody who knows me knows I like my dark genes, I like the dark side, and I like the lighter genes to complement that. One of the best things I love about all the genetics in ball pythons is there are 100 plus genes, and you breed what you like. It doesn't matter what the flavor of the month is, you just stick with what you like, and there will be some people out there who appreciate it and like it together, and you guys do that together. But with that being said, what that's caused me to do is really start to reflect and put together, and Husbandry Pro, shameless plug for Husbandry Pro, has been a really good tool for me to do this, because it lets me see my whole collection at the click, piece it together, really start to think about pairings, about some of my holdbacks that need to get ready to move up into these bigger tubs, and I need to generate space for both male and females, and what I want to push forward, what I want to shoot for. And really the byproduct, because so many of my holdbacks are still hets, I will still have those show quality snakes, albeit some of them are going to be het Clown, het Axanthic, het Desert Ghost, or 66% double hets, things like that. I'll still have plenty of that to bring to the shows, and at a price point where even a new breeder can come in and still pick something really nice up. As many of you know, my name, engineering, is one because of my occupation. I'm an engineer by trade, and the other thing is I do try to focus on finding good examples. Sometimes it's great to get a deal. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but most people will tell you, outside of snakes, even in merchandising and products, spend the extra money and buy the quality, and it benefits you in the long run. So a lot of the genes that I've invested into and picked into, I've held back or waited and spent the extra $500, $700, whatever it was, $1,000 to find the examples that I really thought were top quality for the gene that was available when I was getting it at that time. And I think it's shown. I think I've made beautiful animals. It's not saying that other people don't, but you've all seen them. You've seen stuff where it's like, oh, maybe this has the gene, maybe it doesn't, and then that one definitely has it. Those are the kind of animals that I'm interested in producing. That's the avenue I want to chase. So that's exactly what I've done, and it's worked out for me. I've produced beautiful, beautiful animals, and now it's time for me to move some of that original Gen 1 PER animals out to help other people, whether it be pets, breeders, whatever. My collection's small. I work from home most of the time. I actually sit in my snake room during office hours and hold snakes, so my snakes are very handleable. So if you want a pet, they make great pets, but also if you want to breed, they make great breeders, and you'll be sure you see them. I don't always take the best pictures, so I apologize. I'm not a photographer, but most people who see my snakes say, oh, they're really nice examples of what I have. So let me know if you're interested. If you just send me a message on Morph Market and say, hey, I was watching your YouTube video and I'm interested in said snakes, I will knock 30% off the total price. That number goes higher the more snakes you buy, up to 50% off. If you buy 3 or more snakes, I'll cover shipping and we'll knock off 50% off the whole price. Just because I need the space, guys. It's not a quality thing, it's just I need to move animals. I have hatchlings coming, I have grow outs coming. I don't really want to expand the collection. I don't really want to buy more racks and more rack space. This is a comfortable amount for me as far as rodent breeding goes and collection size, where I can still have a full-time job, still go out, still do things, still engage and be social, and take really good care of my animals. Those of you who know, I probably go a little bit above what the average breeder does, and that's not saying that they don't do enough, but it's just something that I like to do. So because of that, it caps my collection. I don't want to make this not about the animals, and I don't want it to fall into, I think I'll always be a hobbyist. I don't know if I'll ever fully transition to a full-time job, because I enjoy not needing a financial gain from this to keep it going. I like the fact that it's just a hobby for me and I enjoy it, and if I wanted to I could stop now. I don't have to sell a snake, but I need space, so that's where it comes out. So mention this video, 30% off. 3 or more animals with this video, it's 50% off. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to the snakes. Alright everybody, we're going to start with the females first and talk about them. So the first one we're going to show off is Brigid. I named her a while back. She's lesser entry. She's given me 3 clutches. Pull her out. I will warn you, she's not the friendliest. She doesn't really strike, but very head shy and protective. See, she's a very typical lesser entry. She makes beautiful babies. I think a couple of her babies are still listed on Morph Market. She averages about 7 eggs from the 3 clutches that she's given me. A great eater, healthy snake, but lesser entry. Pull this out a little bit more. I don't want it to fall, but typical what you would see. Pretty girl. She's about 1,800 grams. She needs to eat a couple more meals, and she'll be up to size. The next one here is Lynx. Lynx is a het red axanthic, het VPI. She's proven. She averages about 9 eggs. She's a chunky girl. You can't tell, but she laid about 3 months ago and is already about 2,300 grams. And she throws some, I'm trying to get that pattern in this drop. She throws beautiful babies. Help me hit my red axanthic baby that I've produced. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. Beautiful girl, 9 egg. Really had a hard time deciding whether or not to let her go, but I do need the space. And this last one, I want her to eat a couple more meals. She's only had about 3 meals since she laid. But she is a GHI, as you can tell. She's a beautiful example of GHI. It's a beautiful gene. She's given me 2 good clutches. 1 7 egg, 1 5 egg, so she averages about 6. And I've kept back several GHIs from her. And it's just time for her to move on. One of her daughters is already over the 1,200 gram mark and should be pretty close to being ready late this season. So time to let her go. Alright. There'll be more females, but I wanted them to put on weight first, so those are the only 3 that are going right now. From the males, this beautiful boy right here. Hopefully the camera's doing him justice. Hopefully the pictures on Morph Market look as good as he does. But he is a Desert Ghost male. Sired 3 clutches for me, produced beautiful Desert Ghosts. Anyone who knows it knows Desert Ghost is just a great looking gene. I've kept back several combo hets and visuals, and so it's just time for him to help someone else get into this project. So let me know if you're interested. Desert Ghost male, good disposition, not bad, and beautiful boy, great eater, as you can tell, about 1,100 grams. Underneath, it's a smaller boy who does better in a hide. If you're wondering why this one has a hide, he eats better in a hide. He can be a little picky at times. That's why you'll notice he's only about 750, 800 grams. For a snake that's 2 years old, that's pretty small. What I've learned is he eats, and then once you pair him, he'll pretty much take like 3 weeks to a month off. And so it's kind of stunted his growth because I paired him to several females, always watching his weight and then having to cut him off if I thought is endangered, but you can see he's healthy, he's good, he's beautiful. And that crazy pattern, I named him Cupid. If you can see those hearts on the side, they look like hearts to me. And he is a bamboo mahogany het clown. He sired 4 clutches for me. One of them, she's due to lay any day now based on the ultrasounding I had gotten a couple weeks ago. But yeah, Cupid, bamboo mahogany het clown. Next here is actually one of Lennox's offspring. It's her son. Let's bring him out a little bit. Hopefully the camera does him justice. You can see he's much lighter than her for being het red axanthic, and that's because he is a visual het red axanthic VPI axanthic. So lightened up, it still has some of those browns, but it's much prettier in person. Not a combo you see often in axanthic. I made a visual red axanthic, which is why he is for sale. Don't need him, but he did sire 2 clutches for me. So we should be seeing how that goes. To me, beautiful. I love everything axanthic. You guys know that. So if you're interested in getting something on the ground level of a project that hasn't really been pushed that much, let me know. This male's ready to go. He locks every time. Great breeder. Het red axanthic, VPI axanthic. Let me know, guys. All right, moving to the next one. Beautiful boy who's given me 2 clutches, and I just think now with the space, it's time to move on. Hopefully you can see those dark tones. You can see that head. You can almost see like that reddish, copperish tone he has. This boy is a redhead yellow belly. He has sired 2 clutches already. I hit 4 redheads from those 2 clutches. One was only a 3 egg and the other one was a 6 egg, so I didn't have that many. And then he has one more girl who should be laying here in about a month. So time for him to help someone else get into redhead. I used it to get into a bunch of recessives and make a bunch of hets. That's probably the route I'd take if you were interested in getting into the redhead project. He's priced very competitively. Let me know. I need this space. You probably need redhead. So let's make this work. Beautiful boy. Pyros, in case you're wondering. Next on the list is this guy. He is a Cyprus yellow belly. Thuja is what I named him. Cyprus, as you guys know, is a city in Greece and had really nice roads, and one of the gods of roads was Thuja, so I named him after that deity. He produced several, as a matter of fact, he probably produced the most holdbacks I have of any snake because he throws such wonderful Cyprus. And originally when I was going to get into pied, which by the way, those offsprings that were holdbacks are now for sale, as I've decided pied's not something I'm going to pursue. So if you're interested in Cyprus het pieds, let me know. I have Cyprus het pied and a Cyprus yellow belly het pied male. But yeah, he throws beautiful Cyprus. I made clowns, I made het pieds, and I've actually paired him with a Mojave just to make some combos because I wanted to see. But it's time for him to help someone. Cyprus yellow belly. Look at those flames up the sides. What a gorgeous boy. He'll make a great breeder for someone. And last but not least, one of the original ones who it's finally time for him to move on. Beautiful pet, snake, everything. Whatever you want from him, he's great. His disposition is so nice. He doesn't mind being touched. You can see he's one of the original 7-ball pythons I got when I first got into this and got held a lot. And it really shows because he could just, you take him out, he's fine, very handleable. But he makes a great breeder as well. I should be having Suma ball pythons hatch in about 40 days, so stay tuned for that video. But with that, I won't need him. Albino is not something I'm really strongly pursuing. Suma albino is literally just a snake that I really, really want and wanted to make for years. So I've stuck with that goal, and it's time for him to move on. I named him Osiris. The female who laid, she needs to eat, is Isis. If you want the package deal, they are unrelated. They are not a brother and sister. I will make that deal, but she needs to get a couple meals in first. She recently laid, as you can see, looking a little thin. She's a big girl, about 2,400 grams when she's healthy and eating. I can sell them together if you're interested. The only thing I ask is that you wait until she eats and put some weight back on. But yeah, that's what I have for sale, guys. Anything you're interested in, there'll be more. There's more snakes than that on my morph market. All of the snakes on the morph market, if you mention that you watched this video, you get 30% off. So let me know. All right. Bye, everyone.